Kim Ji Eun reluctantly tells Choi Jay about her crush and tries to answer as vaguely as possible. Unexpectedly, this leads to a terrible misunderstanding when Choi Jay thinks Kim Ji Eun has a crush on his grumpy best friend Lee Se-hoon. Thus begins a series of awkward days as Choi Jay tries every way to help Kim Ji Eun win the heart of her crush. This story is very funny. From main characters to side characters, everyone competes to be hilarious. Whether your heart is broken or intact, you should definitely watch this, Forever Stingy. When I was 18, on the first day of the new semester, my best friend abandoned me. Kim Ji Eun's face turned dark. Did I hear that right? You abandoned me because your friends built a wall? She smiled sarcastically. Yes, I can't use the school restroom. I'll go home early and then lie in bed, enjoying some delicious spicy rice cakes. But wait, Kim Ji Eun's face darkened as she grabbed Seon's backpack. You can't go home. If you go, I have to eat alone. I'll hold it in a bit. Who cares if I die? But Seon had everything prepared and pretended to be sad, saying, Kim Ji Eun, without me eating with you, you'll starve. Saying that, she ran off despite Kim Ji Eun's attempts to stop her, but Seon didn't care and stayed. Kim Ji Eun could only give a bitter smile. She ran quickly through the class and went to eat alone. She placed her food tray on the table. Although this heart hurts a lot, I have to overcome it myself. While I was struggling among a sea of people, in the place called the cafeteria, Kim Ji Eun sat down and began to shove a spoonful of rice into her mouth. Eat quickly and get out of here. But at that moment, a friendly voice sounded above her head. Hey, are you in our class? No one's sitting here. Kim Ji Eun's eating stopped. She looked confused. She glanced at the boy, then shook her head awkwardly. The boy smiled warmly and introduced himself. I'm Choi Jay. What's your name? Kim Ji Eun blushed slightly and stared at him. I'm Kim Ji Eun, she thought to herself. His name is so unique. From the moment he sat next to me, I knew I had fallen into the love trap. He's handsome, funny, and cool. Of course, I'm not the only one he treats well. But at that time, I thought I was special in Choi Jay's eyes. We ate together and played together. And now he's even my desk mate. This must be fate. So I thought Choi Jay might have some feelings for me. I really hoped it was true, no matter how far in the future it might be. Maybe one day we could go beyond just friends. So, one cool spring day, Choi Jay suddenly asked Kim Ji Eun, do you like anyone? Kim Ji Eun excitedly turned around to look at him, her heart pounding like a hammer. Her dream had come true. She hesitated and said, yes I do. How do you know? Choi Jay laughed. Actually, I like someone too. I thought it wouldn't be a problem telling you. What do you think about both of us describing our dream person? I also want to tell someone about her. Hearing this, Kim Ji Eun became a bit nervous. After a while, she finally spoke. You go first. Choi Jay honestly shared, we're the same age. She's very pretty and cute. Her sunny smile melts my heart and I can't take my eyes off her. I don't know if I'm being too obvious, he said, but in the middle of his sentence, Kim Ji Eun nervously turned to respond to Choi Jay's feelings. Choi Jay, but Choi Jay's next words immediately silenced Kim Ji Eun. She's tall too. Kim Ji Eun's face instantly froze because she's only 5'1". Choi Jay continued describing, her hair is very, very long. Kim Ji Eun's expression grew uglier because her hair is only shoulder length. Choi Jay said, and she'll be transferring to our school soon. I've liked her since middle school. Her name is Moon Bora. At this moment, Kim Ji Eun sitting beside him was truly petrified because she was currently studying at the same school as Choi Jay and met Choi Jay in high school. More importantly, her name was Kim Ji Eun, not Moon Bora, the warm sunshine. The cool breeze and the blooming flowers of spring, the season when love begins to sprout, had finally arrived. However, for one 8-year-old Kim Ji Eun, a girl who imagined herself as the heroine of a romance novel, that hope was crushed from the very first scene. Specifically, after 32 frames, Choi Jay, who was beside her, said, you're the second person, I'll tell you. But I really want you to know, Kim Ji Eun, because we're best friends, right? As he said this, he turned to look at Kim Ji Eun's expression. Oh, you have something on your head. Then Choi Jay suddenly reached out to pick a leaf for Kim Ji Eun. But Kim Ji Eun's heart was dead silent at that moment. She firmly grabbed Choi Jay's wrist and coldly said, don't act so innocent anymore. I'll make you my salad now. Choi Jay mischievously pulled his hand back. Huh? And if I don't want to, then what? Let me help you. Suddenly annoyed, Kim Ji Eun gritted her teeth. Don't take my leaf. Choi Jay laughed happily beside her. Your leaf. Ha ha. She bit her lip, looking a bit disappointed, but at least the two of them were still friends. Choi Jay had told her about the person he liked, and also said she was his best friend, right? It was a bit awkward seeing her suddenly fall silent. Choi Jay asked Kim Ji Eun, and who do you like? Kim Ji Eun was a little dazed. Choi Jay repeated, you said before you liked someone, right? Kim Ji Eun clumsily replied, about that. Her mind suddenly froze. I was in a dilemma. It was too late to cover it up, but if I told the truth, our relationship would never be the same again. So, before she could speak, Choi Jay beside her said, I think I can guess. He's tall and handsome, right? Kim Ji Eun could only agree. Yes, tall and handsome, probably, Kim Ji Eun told herself. I decided to answer as vaguely as possible. Choi Jay continued guessing, he's about your age and goes to the same school? Kim Ji Eun was sweating but agreed, probably. Suddenly, Choi Jay acted like he knew everything. I know who it is. Kim Ji Eun was completely stunned beside him. You already guessed, huh? Even my dad doesn't know who it is. Just then, the bell rang. Choi Jay grabbed Kim Ji Eun's hand and stood up. Lunch break is over. Let's go back to class. Kim Ji Eun was silent, secretly feeling lucky. Everything's going smoothly, right? Choi Jay isn't the type to spread rumors. Maybe if he doesn't know I like him, then we can still be friends. This way is better, right? Although Kim Ji Eun kept convincing herself that staying friends would be fine, the love she had for Choi Jay would slowly grow. After both entered the classroom, Kim Ji Eun quickly sat at her desk. After a while, someone appeared beside her. Kim Ji Eun glanced over and smiled. Choi Jay said he was going to the restroom for a bit. Why is he taking so long? But then she suddenly gasped and turned her head again to look carefully. Kim Ji Eun saw that Choi Jay had moved down to sit over there without her noticing. He was still smiling and waving at her. Seeing Kim Ji Eun looking at him, Choi Jay mouthed, "Kim Ji Eun, I know how to help you now," then arrogantly gave a thumbs up. June really didn't understand anything and silently cursed, "This guy is crazy." And from then on, Choi Jay tried his best to help me get closer to my crush. It probably wasn't anything serious, but what really worried me was that among all the tall, handsome boys, Choi Jay thought my crush was Lee Se-hun. When Kim Ji Eun turned her head, the person beside her shot a devilish glare her way and coldly asked, "What are you looking at?" Kim Ji Eun suddenly froze. She really hated Choi Jay. "Choi Jay, quickly, teacher has opened the door. Everyone, open your books. We're late for class. Where did we stop last time?" At the desks below, Choi Jay was secretly using his phone. He sent a smiling emoji and then happily curved his lips looking at his two friends. "Hey, you guys asked who Lee Se-hun is? Well, to sum up, he's Choi Jay's close buddy. To me, he's just that. Why is our relationship only like that? That's because although we often hang out together, if left alone, the atmosphere becomes very awkward. Every time I meet Choi Jay, there's a 50% chance Lee Se-hun is there too, sometimes just the two of us. Everything feels very awkward, and I have tried to start conversations with him, like at the meeting last week." At that time, Kim Ji Eun and Lee Se-hun had to stay alone together. Whenever she was near Lee Se-hun, Kim Ji Eun felt tense all over and silently screamed, "Choi Jay, when will you leave and come back?" The overly quiet atmosphere made Kim Ji Eun's mind suddenly go blank. She suddenly turned and smiled, asking if the weather was nice today. Just as she finished speaking, a sudden downpour began. Kim Ji Eun's face looked miserable, to say the least. We had been talking for a while and even joking around, but I couldn't relax near him because he was surrounded by an aura of hostility. Lee Se-hun was also quick to prove his friendliness. He said, "Take off your jacket and I'll cover you from the rain." Hearing that, Kim Ji Eun silently cursed him. "Are you crazy?" But for some reason, she obediently followed. However, as soon as she took off her jacket, Lee Se-hun said, "I was joking." Look at Kim Ji Eun's face. Does it look like she's joking? Then look at Lee Se-hun. Looking at this face, you'd know when he's joking. He has a very deep voice and a big body like a bull. Also, there's a rumor that he used to fight people back in middle school. That's all Kim Ji Eun knows about him. Back to reality, Kim Ji Eun turned her head, pondering if the rumor was true. He didn't seem like the type to cause trouble. Just then, Lee Se-hun suddenly spoke. "Kim Ji Eun, what are you looking at?" For a moment, Kim Ji Eun panicked. She quickly looked away, silently believing the rumor might be true. Damn it, he must be a gangster. Really scary. However, she lowered her voice and replied, "What are you looking at?" "Just the window behind you." Now Kim Ji Eun pretended to focus and said, "Hey, stop talking. I need to get good grades to get into Seoul University." Lee Se-hun exposed her. "You haven't even opened your book." Hearing that, Kim Ji Eun shamelessly pulled the book on the table toward herself. Lee Se-hun was speechless. Damn, Kim Ji Eun thought. But I have to find a way to solve this problem. If I tell Choi Jay I don't like Lee Se-hun, he'll definitely want me to reveal it. There aren't many tall, handsome A-listers in this school, especially ones the same age and class. So I need to find a replacement before Choi Jay asks. My gut tells me I won't find anyone suitable to take this position. Thinking about this, Kim Ji Eun silently shed tears until the bell rang, signaling the end of class. Although busy, Kim Ji Eun kept thinking, maybe I should just say I don't like Lee Se-hun. The best way is to be honest. My feelings for Lee Se-hun are only temporary. Just then, Choi Jay appeared and asked, "Kim Ji Eun, do you have an extra gym uniform?" "Someone told me I should ask to borrow yours." "Yes," Kim Ji Eun quickly replied. "Why? You didn't bring yours?" "I want to borrow it, right?" Choi Jay smiled. "Thanks, but I'm asking for someone else." Kim Ji Eun nodded. "Okay, I'm not using it anyway." "Are you borrowing it for someone in another class?" Choi Jay replied. "No, not another class." Kim Ji Eun tilted her head, looking at Choi Jay. Though curious, she didn't ask further. Later, the whole class moved to the sports field. Kim Ji Eun was stunned. What the heck is this? Next to her, Choi Jay spoke up. "Lee Se-hun forgot his gym clothes at home. I was forgetful too, so I didn't return them." Choi Jay assessed Lee Se-hun. They seem a bit small." Kim Ji Eun widened her eyes. "Just a little bit?" She turned and asked Lee Se-hun, "Are you okay? They look like they're about to tear. Maybe he has nothing else to wear." Lee Se-hun looked at his clothes calmly and said, I think they fit just fine." Yet silly Choi Jay felt relieved. "Good thing. Next time I'll bring your clothes back." "Sorry." Kim Ji Eun stood there stunned. She felt humans were really strange. His hands were purple. Are these two blind or what? At that moment, the teacher spoke, and the class paid attention. As I said before, today we'll practice stretching. Everyone had to do it. After finishing, there would be a 20-minute break. Then the teacher called Lee Se-hoon. Come with me for a moment. The rest of you continue. The two walked away. The teacher looked at Lee Se-hoon and asked curiously, "Did you take growth medicine today?" Behind, Kim Ji Eun kept watching Lee Se-hoon intently, biting her lip. She couldn't take her eyes off his back. Just then, Choi Jay called, "Kim Ji Eun, aren't you coming to practice with us?" Kim Ji Eun replied, "I'm coming." Later, while helping Choi Jay stretch, Kim Ji Eun spoke up. "Choi Jay, Kim Ji Eun hesitated. "Is that rumor about Lee Se-hoon true?" Choi Jay asked, "What rumor?" "You know, the rumor about Lee Se-hoon fighting back in middle school." Choi Jay was amazed that there was such a rumor, and the classmates around suddenly gathered to gossip. It became quite famous. "I heard it exactly, so I was a bit scared to talk to him." Choi Jay laughed happily. "I didn't even know there was a rumor, but it can't be true because Lee Se-hoon was already in the dance club when he was in middle school." The classmates froze, unable to imagine that he really danced. While still busy gossiping, the teacher over there blew the whistle. "What are you all doing? Come on. We don't have much time left." "Choi Jay, come here," the teacher said. Choi Jay obediently turned his head and replied, "Yes, sir." Then he went to tell my friends, "I have to go now." But suddenly Choi Jay moved toward Kim Ji Eun, who smiled and said, "If you're curious, why not ask Lee Se-hoon directly? This is the perfect chance to start a conversation with him, right?" Kim Ji Eun was a little shy, staying silent and thinking to herself that she was really surprised. Such a pretty and handsome face, but if he's dumb, there's no hope. At that moment, Choi Jay was already walking toward Lee Se-hoon and said, "Lee Se-hoon, go help Kim Ji Eun. I'm busy." But Kim Ji Eun still looked intently at Choi Jay, the person named Moon Bora, whom Choi Jay liked. "I wonder what she's like. I'm pretty sure she'll be very beautiful." According to Choi Jay, she's also tall, and definitely has a good personality. "Just wait, we'll meet Moon Bora once she transfers here." But still very curious, I don't want to meet her face to face at all. While she was still thinking, a pair of feet stepped forward. Lee Se-hoon opened his mouth to speak to Kim Ji Eun but saw she was not focused. So Lee Se-hoon turned to look. Following Kim Ji Eun's gaze, he saw Choi Jay over there. Then Lee Se-hoon was silent for a moment, the morning's events suddenly flashing through his mind before the physical education class. Lee Se-hoon checked the message Choi Jay sent, which was a smiling face icon, then returned to reality. Lee Se-hoon looked at the tiny uniform on himself, confused, wondering what the smiling face meant. Not long after, hurried footsteps ran down the hallway until reaching the infirmary. Kim Ji Eun's trembling voice and heavy breathing sounded. "Nurse! Lee Se-hoon, he's fainted!" Kim Ji Eun carried Lee Se-hoon on her back, panicking as she spoke. The nurse stood up abruptly. "Huh? Lee Se-hoon?" About 10 minutes earlier, Kim Ji Eun was bent over. She gritted her teeth and forced herself to count 1001. Lee Se-hoon looked at her expression, showing disgust. "You look disgusting." Kim Ji Eun was stunned. "Huh?" Lee Se-hoon said. "Counting to 1000 is enough. Let me count for you one more time." Now Kim Ji Eun sat up to catch her breath. At this moment, she was especially weak. "I'll do it quickly one more time." So Kim Ji Eun pursed her lips and continued doing sit-ups. Finally, "Hurry up." But just as she sat up, because she used too much force, she accidentally hit her head on Hyun's desk across from her. There was a choking sound, and that was the end of the story. The nurse heard the story and found it somewhat unbelievable. "So that's why Lee Se-hoon fainted, and you carried him on your back, but carrying such a tall person, tall like that, but you don't look tired at all. Why are your feet dragging on the floor like that?" Kim Ji Eun gasped at that. Suddenly, the person behind moved. Lee Se-hoon held Kim Ji Eun's shoulder and slowly stood up, with a puzzled look on her face. "I thought he was on my back." Then Lee Se-hoon walked toward the nurse politely and said, "May I lie down and rest a bit?" "You have a nosebleed and also feel a bit dizzy," the nurse said. "I think your dizziness is because your blood circulation isn't good. Someone else will come to replace you later. I have to go teach now. Just stay here and rest." Lee Se-hoon took off his uniform and replied, "Yes, ma'am." The nurse passed by Kim Ji Eun and asked her, "Kim Ji Eun, do you need any help?" Kim Ji Eun replied, No, I'm not in much pain, so I have to go." The teacher nodded. "All right." After the door closed, Kim Ji Eun quickly ran toward Hyun's desk, worriedly asking him, "Is your nose still bleeding? Sorry for hitting you so hard." Lee Se-hoon replied, "I don't know. It still hurts a bit and I feel dizzy. Maybe it's best if I drink something cold, probably 2 boxes of banana milk." Kim Ji Eun quickly said, "I'll buy it for you right away." But Lee Se-hoon said, "Or 2 boxes of choco milk." Kim Ji Eun agreed, "I'll buy that too." Lee Se-hoon continued to demand a box of coconut melon milk. At this point, Kim Ji Eun was a bit impatient. "You cry a lot, so drink tea." But as soon as she said that, she caught Lee Se-hoon's gloomy gaze. Kim Ji Eun suddenly broke out in a cold sweat, scared out of her mind. But she still agreed with him, saying, "I will." Lee Se-hoon's hand suddenly lifted gently, brushing Kim Ji Eun's hair to one side. Kim Ji Eun was startled and stepped back. "What's wrong, Lee Se-hoon?" he replied, his forehead turning red. "Are you okay?" Kim Ji Eun was a bit surprised. I'm fine. Do you believe I can smash a watermelon with my forehead right now?" Lee Se-hoon bluntly responded. No need, just buy a box of milk and that's enough. Kim Ji Eun mechanically stepped back. All right, you rest. I'll tell the teacher you're okay. The sound of the door slamming quickly echoed. Lee Se-hoon sat silently for a while, then decisively lay down on the bed. He pulled the blanket up to cover his face. Later, in the hallway, Choi Jay chuckled. Then he opened his mouth and asked Kim Ji Eun, Se-yeon, didn't you two go home already? Why did you buy so much milk? Ah, Choi Jay, this is for Lee Se-hoon. I accidentally hit him in the face during gym class. He didn't go home with you? Is he still in class? Right after saying this, something was placed on Choi Jay's head. Lee Se-hoon suddenly appeared. No, I'm here. Choi Jay laughed upon seeing Lee Se-hoon. That was fast. Kim Ji Eun also took the opportunity to hand over a bunch of milk to Lee Se-hoon. Here are the boxes of milk you asked me to buy. Because I felt guilty, I bought 10 boxes. But why did you put something heavy on my head? Lee Se-hoon replied. This is for you. Consider it my thanks for letting me borrow your gym clothes. Kim Ji Eun was puzzled. Huh? Then she took the item off her head. Next to her, Choi Jay pointed at himself and laughed. What about me? I'm the one who asked to borrow it. Se-yeon smiled. I also went with Kim Ji Eun to buy milk, but CEO Hyung ignored us. I'll wash those clothes and return them tomorrow. No more nosebleeds. Seeing this, Choi Jay teased. Running away, huh? CEO Hyung stepped forward and called out, Choi Jay, hurry up and go home. Yes. Behind them, Kim Ji Eun stood looking at that item. She thought to herself, did he buy bubble tea for me? So fast. Kim Ji Eun took a sip and evaluated, it's good. Lee Se-hoon, you're quite good at choosing bubble tea flavors. But later that night, after lying in bed for a long time, Kim Ji Eun's eyes remained wide open. The porridge is tasty, but I can't sleep. She immediately sat up. Because of the caffeine in the bubble tea, her eyes were as bright as car headlights. Did Lee Se-hoon buy this to get back at me? Unable to sleep, Kim Ji Eun decisively grabbed her phone, put on her jacket, and went to the nearby park. Kim Ji Eun sat on the swing, her face blank. If I hadn't drunk it, I wouldn't be this miserable. I was supposed to have breakfast at Se-yeon's house tomorrow morning and go to school. Thinking of this, Kim Ji Eun gritted her teeth. Lee Se-hoon, I won't be the only one suffering. Tomorrow, I'll buy a box of bubble tea just like yours. At that moment, a childish voice suddenly called out, Sister! Kim Ji Eun turned around, surprised. Sister? A little girl appeared before her, eyes sparkling, saying, Hello. Kim Ji Eun responded, Oh, hello. She silently observed the elementary school student. Is she here to play at this hour? Where's Moon Bora's mom? Thinking this, she asked with concern, is something wrong? Do you need help? The little girl pointed toward the swing and said, Sister, can I play on that with you? It looks fun. Kim Ji Eun quickly replied, Of course. You don't have an adult with you? If you get lost, I'll lend you my phone. What are you doing? Kim Ji Eun shouted in panic as she saw the girl suddenly step onto the swing. Then she swung it hard. Slightly shocked, Kim Ji Eun said, Whoa. But the girl smiled brightly. Sister, isn't this fun? Just then, a voice called out, Moon Bora! A breathless female student ran over. What are you doing here? I told you to wait by the elevator door. Boan jumped off the swing. I told you already. I wanted to go to the playground, but you wouldn't let me. The female student stepped forward, ready to scold the girl. What if you got into trouble? Bo-eun stubbornly said, I only want to play on the swing with the girl wearing that hoodie. Hearing this, the female student looked at Ji Eun. Feeling a bit shy, she said, Sorry, little sister. I suddenly came here without saying anything. Really sorry if she scared you. Ji Eun stared at the female student, who looked very pretty. Wow, she's beautiful. So she spoke gently. Don't worry. Swinging is fun too. I'm glad everything is settled now. The female student told Moon Bo-eun, say goodbye to her. Bo-eun obediently bowed her head. Sister, next time I'll let you play more, okay? The female student said to Moon Bon's younger sister, say hello to her. Bon obediently bowed her head. Sister, next time I will let you play more happily. Kim Ji Eun waved her hand and smiled. Thank you. Be good. After they left, Kim Ji Eun still felt happy and cute. It's been a long time since I played on the swing so wildly, right at this moment. Another voice also loudly called Moon Bora. As soon as she heard this voice, Kim Ji Eun's expression slightly froze. She turned her head at this voice. Kim Ji Eun saw another person appear, and looking closely, it was none other than her close friend Choi Jay. He called that person Moon Bora, and on this side, Choi Jay also recognized her. As soon as Kim Ji Eun saw her, he smiled and said, Oh, Kim Ji Eun. The next day at the Seon restaurant, she loudly called the owner, Give me one more serving. At that moment, the owner immediately stepped forward and physically responded by placing a tray of food on Seon's head, seriously saying, Who do you call the owner, huh? Girl, aren't you going to school? Seon was quickly defeated by this technique. Angry one moment, the next moment, Seon's mother flipped her expression and smiled, saying to Kim Ji Eun, eat more, okay? That's how you'll have the strength to study. Kim Ji Eun smiled and replied, hee, yes ma'am. After she left, Seon opened her mouth. So, Kim Ji Eun? Seon rubbed her head and said, I heard you accidentally met Choi Jay yesterday, so what happened? Don't tell me you pretended not to know him and ran away. Oh, Kim Ji Eun hesitated a bit. About that. I didn't exactly run away. Kim Ji Eun recalled the scene yesterday when Choi Jay just saw her. Oh, Kim Ji Eun, I didn't expect to see you here. Are you out for a walk? But before he finished speaking, Kim Ji Eun had already pulled her hoodie strings, and in an instant, her face was covered. Because of this action, Moon Bora, who was on the opposite side, had to avoid eye contact. Jay called out Kim Ji Eun again, but Kim Ji Eun raised her hand to signal and then continuously stepped backward. She even said, "Wrong person, dear. Now I have to." Immediately after, she turned her back and left, but because she couldn't see the way, she bumped her face into a tree. Ouch! Choi Jay watched this scene and was a bit speechless. Up to this moment, Kim Ji Eun still couldn't believe her own actions. Did I really run away? Then Seon said clearly as day. What else? But she doesn't understand why you did that. You two are friends, so why didn't you say hi and go with them for a bit? No, Kim Ji Eun didn't think that way. Don't say that anymore, Seon continued. Even if you don't want to go with him, you should still say hi and then leave. Oh, maybe you don't want him to see your pitiful face? Kim Ji Eun honestly said, "You're not wrong, but it's more than that. I think I panicked after hearing Choi Jay call the name Moon Bora. She is definitely the person Choi Jay likes, and yesterday in that situation, I really felt like a lizard blocking the way, and the way the author drew those two, they are completely different from me. While Choi Jay and Moon Bora shine so brightly, looking back, Kim Ji Eun, who is this, a hen? Kim Ji Eun felt a bit miserable. No need to analyze further, the difference between us is too big. They are a perfect 10, but I am worth 0. Suddenly Kim Ji Eun remembered something. That's right, I've made up my mind, Seon asked. Your mind seems a bit distracted today. What decision did you make, Kim Ji Eun? Kim Ji Eun clenched her fists tightly and shouted, "From now on, I will no longer like Choi Jay. The past should be forgotten. It's all over. I don't like him anymore." Not understanding why, Seon felt a bit hurt. Why? You look like a fan being forced to leave the fandom, ma'am. Please give us one more comforting serving. Before she could finish, the tray of food was once again slammed on her head. With this one word, comfort, Seon's mother scolded. On this side, Kim Ji Eun was very determined. I have decided to give up slowly. I will settle for being Choi Jay's close friend. I'm only 18. There are plenty of guys to date. But after arriving at class, Kim Ji Eun's face froze because someone poked her forehead. That's right, even though I'm 18, this. She gritted her teeth. Why are these two acting like this? Yes, Lee Si-hoon observed and said, "It's red now." Choi Jay agrees. It must be really red. Kim Ji Eun didn't understand what was going on. Stop babbling like idiots. Choi Jay cared and said, "Kim Ji Eun, your forehead is a bit red. Does it hurt?" Kim Ji Eun was a bit surprised. Huh? She quickly raised her hand to adjust her bangs to cover the redness. I only got a little scratch. It doesn't hurt much. It's okay, she said. But inside, she wondered if it was because she bumped into the tree yesterday. I just got a little scratch. It doesn't hurt much. I'm fine. Although she said that, inside, she wondered if it was because she bumped into a tree yesterday. At that moment, a box of milk tea suddenly stuck to Kim Ji Eun's face. Kim Ji Eun frowned. What now? Then she felt a bit comfortable. Oh, it's cool. What is this? Lee Se-hoon said. Leave it be. Kim Ji Eun obediently replied, all right. Lee Se-hoon turned his head and said, I have to go now. Lee Se-hoon asked, where are you going? Lee Se-hoon answered, to buy a new box. What else? Behind her, Kim Ji Eun stared intently at that milk tea. So quickly, she obediently placed it on her forehead. Buying a new box, Lee Se-hoon, does he also like bubble tea suddenly? Choi Jay spoke Kim Ji Eun, that red forehead is the result of last night's meeting. Between us, right, Kim? Ji Eun's expression suddenly changed. Did you see the wrong person? Choi Jay looked a bit reluctant. I know it was you, but I couldn't possibly not recognize you. So why are you pretending not to know me? Kim Ji Eun's eyes darted around blatantly lying. I didn't do that. Yes, Choi Jay pondered, then said. Don't tell me you're embarrassed, Kim Ji. Eun heard that and hurried over. No, it's not like that. Choi Jay pretended to be upset, then why did I make you unhappy? So. I thought it was your voice. Choi Jay Kim Ji Eun. Kim Ji Eun was a bit startled. You're crying? Don't be like that, okay? You really did meet me yesterday. I was just a little shocked. Hearing that Choi Jay curved his lips into a smile, with a look like he achieved his goal. Seeing that Kim Ji Eun immediately understood this trickster here, pointed to her forehead and laughed, finally admitted it, huh? Kim Ji Eun, did your head hurt when you hit it yesterday? Kim Ji Eun replied, I'm fine now. Actually, I didn't even know my forehead would turn red. She paused, then asked Choi Jay, are you not mad at me? Choi Jay looked smug. I'm not mad, just a little disappointed. Yes, Kim Ji Eun felt a bit guilty. Sorry I acted without thinking yesterday. Choi Jay magnanimously forgave. Okay, I'll let it slide this time. Hearing that Kim Ji Eun smiled slightly, then she said, by the way, there's something I want to tell you. Listen, Choi Jay focused. Oh, what is it? Kim Ji Eun looked determined. I don't like that person anymore. It's all over now. Choi Jay looked a bit unbelieving. Really? For what reason? Kim Ji Eun made up a story. It's just, I don't have to like him forever, right? As time passes, as people's feelings change, and I don't think the crush likes me back either. Now, Kim Ji Eun tried her best to sound sincere, but standing next to Choi Jay, who stared at Kim Ji Eun. After a moment, he looked away. Got it? You lost interest, didn't you? He thought. Kim Ji Eun thought Lee Se-hoon didn't like her. So. I'm not sure. Before at the store, Lee Se-hoon was then. Choi Jay looked at the drink in Lee Se-hoon's hand surprised, asked, huh? Why did you buy bubble tea? You like banana milk, Lee Se-hoon answered honestly. I just want to make sure Kim Ji Eun eats well at Jay. Hearing that he was a bit happy. Wow, someone like him can also say such cute things, Choi Jay thought. That's probably why he suddenly bought bubble tea. And not only that, Lee Se-hoon isn't the type to care for others, but he worries about Kim Ji Eun's health. I'm sure those two are more than just friends. Besides, Lee Se-hoon hasn't confirmed anything yet. I've known him for over 10 years, but if I interfere too much, it's not good, Choi Jay thought. So Choi Jay turned and said, I understand. If that's what your heart tells you, then so be it. Stop. Liking someone is normal in the countryside. Yes. Kim Ji Eun glanced at Choi Jay, wondering, how does he understand so well? Can I ask him one more thing? Why does my feelings for Choi Jay grow stronger over time? Or maybe right now. Suddenly, a very loud scream rang out beside them. They're so loud, Kim Ji Eun's ears felt like they were bleeding crazy. The heart of Kim Ji Eun seemed about to jump out. She turned around. Huh? What's going on? Seon didn't hide his infatuation. He was crazy about her. There's a new student transferred to another class. She's as beautiful as a fairy. Kim Ji Eun was a bit surprised. Huh? A new student? Choi Jay's eyes suddenly lit up, Seon excitedly said. Yes. Everyone is talking about her, and I want to go see her face too. While talking, suddenly someone behind. Excuse me, can I come in? Oh, Seon turned around. Oh, sorry. The female student smiled sweetly. Thanks. When Kim Ji Eun saw her face, she was a bit surprised. Moon Bora entered and warmly asked, oh, you're here too? Spinning around, Choi Jay stepped forward smiling and waved at Moon Bora. Looks like our classes are on the same floor, huh? Kim Ji Eun stood behind watching the two chat closely. So the new student is Moon Bora SO. She transferred earlier than I thought. I thought he would only study here next semester, but they really look good together. Kim Ji Eun felt a bit choked up inside. She lifted her foot to go back to her seat after seeing the two of them together. She realized they were meant for each other. It's not that I'm jealous. After all, I'm just Choi Jay's best friend. Luckily, I haven't confessed yet. I have to keep my true feelings for him to myself, stay calm, and help Choi Jay pursue Moon Bora as just a best friend. Right now is the time. Suddenly, a slurping sound came from beside her. Lee Se-hoon asked, why don't you put a cold compress on your forehead? Kim Ji Eun was a little startled. Huh? Lee Se-hoon pointed to her forehead to signal. Only then did Kim Ji Eun snap back to reality. Oh, I forgot. Let me do it to make you feel better. Kim Ji Eun's hands were busy, but her eyes still looked toward the two of them, Choi Jay and Moon Bora, while Lee Se-hoon was looking at her. He noticed quickly, just as she thought. Lee Se-hoon suddenly spoke. Kim Ji Eun. Kim Ji Eun was startled. Huh? Lee Se-hoon asked directly. Do you like him, Choi Jay? Hearing this question, Kim Ji Eun was momentarily stunned, but quickly denied it. Not really, Lee Se-hoon said. If not, then forget what I just asked. After that, the atmosphere between them suddenly became silent. Kim Ji Eun didn't quite understand why, but inside she was trembling. Why did he suddenly ask me that? Even the wire didn't detect anything, so I'm pretty sure I wasn't obvious. Did I say something wrong? But I remember I didn't talk much with Lee Se-hoon, or maybe I just looked at Choi Jay and Moon Bora too much. I was just looking at how good they looked together. Honestly, I wasn't too bothered, but now I'm looking at them again. As Kim Ji Eun turned around, she saw Moon Bora fiercely grabbing Choi Jay's collar. For a moment, she couldn't believe it. On this side, Choi Jay was indeed gasping for air. Moon Bora, I can't breathe. Moon Bora looked like a demon. Buy me chicken, please. At that moment, she suddenly looked up and saw everyone staring at them. Huh? Kim Ji Eun was startled. Moon Bora waved her hand friendly, then rushed over smiling and grabbed Kim Ji Eun's hand. We met yesterday, right? Kim Ji Eun's mind was a bit sluggish. Yes. Moon Bora smiled and said, why do you look so familiar? You remember me, right? I came to the playground to find my little sister. So Choi Jay wasn't mistaken. You're Kim Ji Eun, right? I've heard only good things about you. Yes. Kim Ji Eun was a bit surprised. Yes, that's right. Still, she couldn't help but wonder. Is this really her true personality? Moon Bora is as enthusiastic as a puppy. I'm glad to meet you again. We're the same age too. I'm Moon Bora. I hope we can be good friends. Can I have your phone number? Kim Ji Eun stiffly asked. Your phone number? Moon Bora replied. Yes. I really appreciate you helping my little sister, but I haven't had a chance to repay you before you left. Kim Ji Eun bit her lip. Phone number? Kim Ji Eun thought about this for a long time. It would be very awkward if Moon Bora got closer to her, because in some ways, they were still rivals, so Kim Ji Eun decided to refuse. Moon Bora's eyes across from her still sparkled. No way. I'm really happy about what you did. I want to buy something delicious to treat you. Kim Ji Eun was defeated by Moon Bora's captivating gaze. Too captivating. How can I refuse her? Then Kim Ji Eun blurted out a string of words. 01 no XX. Moon Bora quickly took out her phone and entered the number. Is it the right number? Kim Ji Eun hurriedly replied. Yes, yes. After that, Lee Se-hoon stood aside. Seeing this scene, he was a bit thoughtful. After school, at the cafe, Moon Bora sent a message saying, I heard you're buying books today. Are you on Ha Boulevard? Kim Ji Eun replied, yes, I'm sitting at a cafe eating. After that, I'll go buy books. While typing, Kim Ji Eun silently marveled at Moon Bora. Amazing. I didn't expect her to be that kind of person. I thought she was very calm, but no. Moon Bora enthusiastically replied, "Are you eating cake? It looks delicious from the photo. I wish I could eat it with you." Then came an icon showing extreme hunger. Unbelievable. Kim Ji Eun was stunned. He's like a crazy dog. Just then, the tray of cakes was placed on the table. The other person asked, "Kim Ji Eun, what are you doing?" Kim Ji Eun looked up. Then she raised her phone to take pictures of the cakes, replying, "Yeah, I'm texting Moon Bora and also planning to send her some photos." Choi Jay gently pushed the tray of cakes and asked, "Do you want me to put it closer like this?" "Yes," Kim Ji Eun replied. "Beautiful, wonderful. The cakes in the photo look even more delicious than in real life." Jae sat down, smiling happily. "It seems like you two are getting closer, huh?" Kim Ji Eun wasn't sure. Do you think so? I feel like we're not that close yet." She paused a bit and then said, "But you know, Moon Bora's personality is very different from what I expected." Before she finished, Choi Jay interrupted, "Like a dog." Kim Ji Eun agreed. "Yeah, like a puppy." Choi Jay laughed. "You just need to take your eyes off her for a moment and she'll run all over the place." Because of that cheerful personality, we became friends with Moon Bora. She also has many close friends. Kim Ji Eun smiled. "That's right, Moon Bora is definitely a good friend. Just like you said." Hearing that, Choi Jay smirked, looking quite proud. Suddenly, he said, "By the way, my birthday is coming soon." Kim Ji Eun realized, "Oh right, it's not far off." "Yes." Z suddenly asked, "If the person you like gives you a gift, what do you think you'd want?" Moon Bora asked, "What do I want for my birthday? But I don't want to ask for much. I just hope the gift is meaningful." Looking at Choi Jay's happy face, Kim Ji Eun felt a bit resentful. If he's already thinking that deeply, why ask us for opinions? No matter what I give Choi Jay, I'll definitely lose to Moon Bora's gift. Despite that, Kim Ji Eun is the type who likes to listen and give heartfelt advice. So she thought seriously and said, "The only thing I can think of so far is writing a letter. But there must be something better, right? What about a phone case? Or maybe..." Before she could finish, the quiet person suddenly gave a dark-faced suggestion. "A phone case." Choi Jay asked again, "A phone case? What? Sounds great. Hey, is the cake good?" Lee Se-hoon pointed at the cake for a like. Kim Ji Eun couldn't believe it. "You still have the mood to eat now?" Lee Se-hoon said. "Yes, just tell him to buy you one. And later buy the exact same one as Moon Bora's gift." Hearing that, both Choi Jay and Kim Ji Eun widened their eyes in surprise. They both agreed that this idea was impressive. "Oh," Choi Jay laughed. "That way, you two can have matching stuff. Without actually dating, huh?" Kim Ji Eun nodded. "Sounds like a good idea." After leaving the cafe, Choi Jay thought again. "I like that idea, but does it seem too obvious?" Zero Jules agreed. A little bit. "Maybe you should buy something similar." Choi Jay replied. "That's also a way." Choi Jay's footsteps paused. He seemed attracted by something. Kim Ji Eun followed Choi Jay's gaze. They were standing near a photo booth. Suddenly, Choi Jay turned and suggested, "Let's take some photos." Both Kim Ji Eun and Lee Se-hoon looked a bit surprised. Yes, Kim Ji Eun didn't seem very interested. "Choi Jay, are you serious?" But no matter what they thought, Choi Jay decisively pulled both of them along. "We still have plenty of time to buy books." But just as they stood in front of the photo booth, Choi Jay's phone rang. He took it out to check. "Wait, I have a call." Kim Ji Eun spoke. "Answer it." So she and Lee Se-hoon went inside first. Lee Se-hoon put a bill into the slot. Kim Ji Eun stood beside him, watching Lee Se-hoon's movements, feeling a bit tense and shy. Still, she mechanically started a conversation. "How should we pose? Do we need to wear this?" Just after speaking, Lee Se-hoon turned and gave a dark look at what Kim Ji Eun was holding. Kim Ji Eun looked back, a bit embarrassed by the part. But to save face, Kim Ji Eun acted like nothing was wrong and put it on. "I think just me wearing it is enough." Just then, Choi Jay outside lifted the curtain and said, "Guys, yes?" Kim Ji Eun asked. "Oh, you finished your call?" Choi Jay looked a bit guilty. "Yeah, but I'm sorry. I have to go to the hospital right now. Is that okay? I'm really sorry. I know we all promised to go to the bookstore together." Kim Ji Eun was surprised. "Hospital? If it's urgent, just go. It's okay." Choi Jay replied. "Okay, then I'll go. Sorry, you two. I'll call back later." Lee Se-hoon said, "I'm going too." "Alright." Choi Jay waved as he walked away. Kim Ji Eun reminded, "Be careful. Remember to call back." After Choi Jay left, Kim Ji Eun bit her lip worriedly, wondering if someone at the hospital was injured or maybe he had a relative admitted there. Really worried. But very quickly, Kim Ji Eun turned and said, We should go. The books can be bought later. Let's just go." But before she could finish speaking, Kim Ji Eun froze when she saw Lee Se-hoon standing right there, holding a bunch of coins in his hand. But somehow Lee Se-hoon looked uninterested. It's fine," he said, and decisively went outside. Kim Ji Eun didn't understand why he was acting like that. She bit her lip for a moment, then suddenly spoke. "Since we're already here, we should take a picture. Didn't you see?" Lee Se-hoon didn't say anything. Kim Ji Eun felt a bit shy. "Don't you want to?" "Because I thought I should do something with the coins you just bought. They look pretty heavy." She silently scolded herself inside. Am I crazy? The two of us aren't even close enough to take a picture together. But Kim Ji Eun still had to continue speaking. "If you don't want to, then fine. Maybe you hate taking pictures when it's just the two of us." Before she finished, a deep voice cut in. "No, I don't hate it." Kim Ji Eun looked confused at Lee Se-hoon standing in front of her. Huh? Lee Se-hoon stepped forward and spoke clearly. I said I don't hate it. Now let's take a picture together. Kim Ji Eun also stepped forward. She looked after Lee Se-hoon's back and suddenly remembered the slight smirk on his lips earlier. Did he just smile? Not long ago, Kim Ji Eun confidently asserted, according to my judgment, Lee Se-hoon definitely has had that expression since he was born. Choi Jay laughed loudly. Ha ha, Kim Ji Eun said. Don't you think so? I've never seen him show any other expression. Even now, Jay laughed until tears flowed. You think so? Lee Se-hoon has a very beautiful smile. Oh, Kim Ji Eun was startled hearing that. A very beautiful smile? Choi Jay replied, of course, but he only smiles in front of his close friends. Kim Ji Eun responded, oh, I see. She thought to herself, is that really true? Lee Se-hoon has never smiled at me. Does he not consider me a close friend? Back to reality, Kim Ji Eun was still deep in thought. That's what I used to think, but he just smiled. Even if it was just a fleeting smile, now am I considered a close friend? At that moment, Lee Se-hoon beside her suddenly spoke. Let's go. We should catch the bus. Kim Ji Eun snapped out of it. Okay. Did you get the photo? Both stepped forward. Lee Se-hoon was cold, Kim Ji Eun thought. But he didn't intend to give me a copy? I definitely chose to print 2 copies. Then a thought suddenly crossed Kim Ji Eun's mind. Oh, maybe because Lee Se-hoon paid, thinking that she immediately offered money. Here, I'll pay you for printing the photos. Take it. Lee Se-hoon glanced sideways. No need. Then walked straight ahead, leaving Kim Ji Eun standing behind, stunned. Seeing she still didn't move, Lee Se-hoon turned and asked, aren't you coming? Kim Ji Eun was a bit startled. I'm coming here. So she quickly followed, wondering if he thinks we're close friends or not. After returning home, Kim Ji Eun called to tattle on Se-yeon, who was very surprised after hearing it. Really? Did you see Lee Se-hoon smile? Kim Ji Eun answered, yes. You've never seen him smile either, right? Se-yeon said, huh? I'm honored. I swear that's harder to believe than me passing the National University. Kim Ji Eun thought so too, right? I think so, Se-yeon asked curiously. Why do you ask? Uh-huh. Kim Ji Eun replied, I used to believe he didn't like me, but actually, that's not true. Maybe we're gradually getting closer. But sometimes I still think otherwise. Then Se-yeon asked again. Why? Zero Jules recounted. We took pictures together, but he didn't give me any. At first I thought I didn't pay, but after I paid, Lee Se-hoon didn't accept anything. Se-yeon on the other line was shocked. What did you say? You took pictures with Lee Se-hoon? What? Kim Ji Eun said. Moon Bora called. We planned to take pictures with the whole group, but he was busy. Then I suggested just the 2 of us take pictures together. I didn't think he liked taking pictures with me, so the photos were probably thrown away. But before she finished, Ji Eun saw something sticking out of Moon Bora's bag. Surprised, she took it out. Huh? Over there. Se-yeon didn't think so. Lee Se-hoon wouldn't do that. Throwing them away would be wasting money for him. Don't you think so? Maybe he didn't want to give them to you because you look bad in the photos. So what? But Kim Ji Eun didn't answer because she was focused on looking at the thing, then suddenly smiled. What is this? This is the photo we just took. When did he remember? She recalled standing in front of the bus stop. Kim Ji Eun waved goodbye and said she'd see him at school tomorrow. Just as she turned around, Lee Se-hoon spoke up. Wait, don't turn your back yet. Kim Ji Eun, why is it like this? Lee Se-hoon took the chance to slip the photo into Moon Bora's locker belonging to Kim Ji Eun. Then he pulled her bag closer and casually said, your bag isn't zipped up yet. Kim Ji Eun was a bit flustered. Oh, did I forget? Very quickly, Lee Se-hoon finished speaking. Kim Ji Eun hesitated, thanked him, tilted her head, said goodbye, and promised to see him again. Although Kim Ji Eun thought back, it must have been then. So Lee Se-hoon really opened her bag and even drew on it. When was that exactly? She didn't really pay much attention, or maybe it was because she kept thinking about Lee Se-hoon's smile. She recalled what Choi Jay said about Lee Se-hoon. Of course, he smiles very beautifully, but he only smiles at his close friends. He only smiles at his close friends. Those words echoed in Kim Ji Eun's mind, so even when Se-yeon spoke until her throat was dry, she couldn't hear anything. Kim Ji Eun, why aren't you answering? Are you worried Lee Se-hoon threw it away? I told you, don't worry, he's not mean like that. At that moment, Kim Ji Eun suddenly stood up and shouted loudly, I thought we were at least a bit closer by now. Se-yeon was a bit incredulous. Only 30 seconds and you changed your mind that fast? No, Kim Ji Eun hurried to explain, no, I found it. Those photos are in my bag here, and Lee Se-hoon even drew on them. Se-yeon was very surprised. Lee Se-hoon did that. Wait, send it to me. I'm so curious. Kim Ji Eun hesitated upon hearing that. But Lee Se-hoon is also in the photo. Is that okay? Should I ask for permission first? She had never texted him privately before. Kim Ji Eun pondered, looking at her phone. Se-yeon encouraged her, go for it. Kim Ji Eun felt a little more confident. She saw her phone excitedly ring. I did it, I sent a message to Lee Se-hoon. Kim Ji Eun sent a greeting sticker, then a message about the photo from yesterday. Can I send it to my friend? Very quickly, a notification sound for a message came through. Lee Se-hoon, very curious, replied, already? Read it quickly. Huh? Ji-won said it's okay. Let me read it. Suddenly, she froze. Why am I nervous? Seon waited a bit too long and asked, is there a problem? Did the message fail to send? Kim Ji Eun stared at her phone. He did reply, but looking at the chat, Kim Ji Eun was a bit suspicious. Lee Se-hoon actually sent back a heart-shooting sticker and said, of course, you can send it, ha ha ha. In an instant, Kim Ji Eun felt color drain from her face. Why is Lee Se-hoon's message so strange? Still, Kim Ji Eun managed to reply, okay. The cat ears you drew on the last photo are cute. I had a great time today. See you tomorrow. Meanwhile, somewhere else. The phone on the table was suddenly picked up by a hand. Moon Bora thoughtfully looked at the messages on it. After a while, she frowned. Since when did these two take photos together? Curious, she turned to ask Lee Se-hoon. You and Kim Ji Eun went out together? Lee Se-hoon stepped forward, looking at the phone screen, carrying a koala doll as well. After a moment, he coldly spoke. Is there a problem? Just then, Choi Jay's voice interrupted. Bon, I told you to take your medicine already. What are you doing here, Bon? Lee Se-hoon picked him up. Yeah, I don't like it here. Come on, touch your forehead. You have to take it. You promised the doctor, didn't you? Bon gritted his teeth. You're trying to trick me into not taking it? Then I guess I have to drink it myself. It tastes like strawberry. Gulp, gulp. Hearing that, Bon rushed over to her. Seeing this, Moon Bora felt a bit helpless. Are you a dog or something? She said. Then Lee Se-hoon stood nearby watching them, thinking that he now had an answer for this afternoon's situation. When Choi Jay said he had to go to the hospital because he needed to meet Bon, Lee Se-hoon suddenly called out, Hey, Choi Jay! Choi Jay tilted his head. Lee Se-hoon said, I bought that book for you. Remember to bring it back later. Choi Jay was touched. Really? Wow, thanks. I thought I'd have to buy it by myself. Then he stopped and asked, Did you go to the bookstore with Kim Ji Eun? Lee Se-hoon coldly turned his head and walked away. Why are you curious? Kim Ji Eun became more and more interested. Why dodge the question? Meanwhile, Moon Bora was saying, Moon Baeun, are you planning to run away like you did before? Then Lee Se-hoon entered the room. There were some books on the table. Lee Se-hoon scrolled through the chat with Kim Ji Eun. She said she hadn't bought it yet and planned to go at the weekend. But I'm a bit lazy. Did you buy it yet? Then Lee Se-hoon stared at the message and busily typed. At that moment, Baeun suddenly appeared behind him and teased. You're typing like an old man, Lee Se-hoon. He replied indifferently, I know. Then Boeun said, Lee Se-hoon, you type even slower than Moon Bora. Have you bought it yet? The girl slowly read the lines on the screen. Lee Se-hoon asked, what did you say? Where are Moon Bora and Choi Jay? Yes, Boeun replied, at the convenience store. The two of them told me to stay here. No, let me go with you. Se-hoon turned to ask again, have they left? Yes. Boeun sat down beside him. Yes, I came into your room because I was bored playing alone, and Sister Moon Bora also told me not to come to your house on my own anymore. Maybe from now on, you and I will see each other less. Lee Se-hoon glanced at the girl, then looked back at his phone. Then he flicked Bon's forehead. You can come here alone? Yes, Boeun was really happy. Lee Se-hoon said, you have to sneak out and go, but you must keep it a secret. Boeun asked, even from Choi Jay? Lee Se-hoon nodded. Even from Choi Jay. Boeun happily lay on the bed. I understand. Hey, so I'll come again tomorrow. We can visit Sister Ji-eun's house too. Suddenly, something fell out of the girl's pants pocket. Lee Se-hoon saw it and asked, Moon Baeun, did someone buy you this phone? Hello. Bo-eun happily picked up the phone to show off. No, this is my sister's. Look cool, right? I drew this phone case myself for her. Awesome, huh? Hearing that, Lee Se-hoon was a bit shocked. He remembered he had offered to buy a phone case for Choi Jay's birthday. Afraid of being exposed, he warned her not to tell Choi Jay either. The next day at school on the sports field, Kim Ji Eun was sitting on the steps. She thought, yesterday after texting with him, I discovered some things about Moon Bora. First, he replies very slowly. First, as slow as a turtle. Second, his way of replying and talking are the same. After the first message, he didn't text in that weird way anymore. And third, Moon Bora and Hyun-da. Kim Ji Eun recalled that early this morning Lee Se-hoon had brought her a book, which surprised her a lot. Ah, the book, Lee Se-hoon said. I bought it yesterday. This one is for you, and those messages too. When Lee Se-hoon asked if she had bought the book yet, Kim Ji Eun replied, not yet. I plan to go at the weekend. But I'm a bit lazy. Haha, did you buy it? Lee Se-hoon texted back. I bought it on the way home, so I bought it conveniently. Remembering this, Kim Ji Eun suddenly looked up. That's right, Lee Se-hoon is a better person than I thought. Just then, in the crowd, Lee Se-hoon's eyes suddenly glanced over here. Kim Ji Eun was a bit surprised. When she reacted, she panicked and raised her hand to cover her mouth, saying hello. But inside, she was sweating nervously. When did their eyes meet? Rarely does Lee Se-hoon ignore others like that. Yet he smirked slightly and replied, hello. Just then, the teacher called Lee Se-hoon. Lee Se-hoon turned his head. Yes. On this side, Kim Ji Eun pursed her lips, still not believing it. He smiled, but very quickly, she slapped herself to wake up. No, I should buy something for him. Yesterday, Lee Se-hoon even paid for the photo. Although I gave him money for the book, it's better to give him something delicious to eat. Kim Ji Eun suddenly felt a bit shy. His smile is really beautiful. After the hesitation, Kim Ji Eun carried a big bag, walking while thinking, since Lee Se-hoon likes milk tea, this should be enough, right? Kim Ji Eun called out, Lee Se-hoon, but the seat was empty. Ah, Kim Ji Eun pursed her lips. Oh, he's not here? Choi Jay said he's sitting behind the main building. Maybe I should give it to him after class. She was about to leave when she suddenly heard the rustling of leaves. Turning her head, she saw Lee Se-hoon behind the wall. Ah, there he is. But Kim Ji Eun opened her mouth to call, hey Lee SEO. Lee Se-hoon also heard something. He tilted his head to look opposite. Moon Bora saw he wasn't focused and curiously asked, what is it? Lee Se-hoon stood silently for a moment, then calmly replied, nothing. What did you say? Not far away, Kim Ji Eun was lying face down on the ground. She really didn't understand why she was hiding. Was it that miserable in the army too? I should get up and go greet him. But I didn't expect Moon Bora and Lee Se-hoon to know each other. At this moment, the conversation between Moon Bora and Choi Jay was overheard by Kim Ji Eun. Moon Bora questioned, whatever, what did you two talk about yesterday? Lee Se-hoon replied blandly, just some stuff about the photo taken on the street. Moon Bora was dissatisfied. You know that's not what I meant. Why do you keep changing the subject? Now Kim Ji Eun silently listened to their conversation. She was curious about what was going on. So what exactly were they talking about? Because this morning Moon Baeun and Moon Bora said Kim Ji Eun's ear was sticking up, she felt confused that they weren't talking about her but about Moon Baeun. Is Moon Bora's little sister, the elementary school kid? Kim Ji Eun quietly kept listening. But after a while, she sat up to observe why they suddenly went silent, and then laughter suddenly erupted from this side. Haha. So Kim Ji Eun looked back, her eyes widening more and more, very surprised to see Lee Se-hoon laughing, and he was laughing very happily. Kim Ji Eun was shocked, then hurriedly hid underneath. Huh? What was that over there? So startled that Kim Ji Eun forgot how to walk on two legs and just crawled straight back to class, ignoring her spilled bubble tea. Later in the teacher's office, Seon poked Kim Ji Eun's cheek and asked Kim Ji Eun, do you think why? If we bet on who loses the long jump contest, the loser has to mop the floor, so you better prepare yourself. If I get a little taller with this talent, sooner or later, I will be a professional long jumper, she said a bit boastfully, but didn't see the other person react. Seon shook Kim Ji Eun hard. Hey, Kim Ji Eun, what's wrong with you? Why are you dazed? That smile. It's the first time I've seen him smile like that. Why does he look so radiant? Then suddenly a thought popped into Kim Ji Eun's head. Why does he smile so brightly like a toothpaste commercial? Opposite, Seon was very shocked and pinched Kim Ji Eun's cheek, calling loudly, Kim Ji Eun, Kim Ji Eun. Only then did she snap out of it. Seon asked unhappily, did you hear what I said? Kim Ji Eun hesitated. Ah, sorry, I was a bit distracted. What did you say about the jump? Wait, what are you thinking about? Kim Ji Eun confessed, I was trying to figure out why he smiled like that. Seon didn't understand. Who smiled like that? Kim Ji Eun answered, ah, Lee Se-hoon. Seon was a bit speechless. You've been acting strange lately, huh? Always thinking about it. Always rambling about Lee Se-hoon's smile. If you want to know what I think about you, then you, Kim Ji Eun pointed at herself, me. Seon made a very serious face, seeming hallucinated. Kim Ji Eun then firmly dismissed it. Seon was truly shocked. Didn't you hear me? I'm serious. I've been watching Lee Se-hoon for a while too, but he can't even curl his lips. Yet I'm sure you're hallucinating because Lee Se-hoon has been making you depressed these past few days. Isn't that right? Are you listening to me? But Kim Ji Eun didn't hear a word. She was silent, unable to stop thinking about that face. When Choi Jay told her, she didn't pay much attention, but now she understood. Just like Choi Jay said, Lee Seung-hyun really has a beautiful smile. But even though Lee Seung-hyun and Choi Jay are close friends, she had never seen him smile at Choi Jay. If he doesn't do that with Choi Jay, then what is the relationship between him and Moon Bora? Thinking of this, Kim Ji Eun was distracted and turned her head. Immediately she faced a pair of eyes like a predator's, so scared that Kim Ji Eun screamed loudly, making Seon behind also startled and shouted wildly, while Seo Hyun asked Kim Ji Eun, when will you finish cleaning? However, the loud screams of the two young people completely drowned out the hoarse voice over there. After a while, both Kim Ji Eun and Seo Hyun knelt down before Lee Se-hoon. Honestly apologized. We're sorry, we didn't know the window was open. Then CEO, with a bump on his head and a red mark on his face, calmly said, it's okay, I didn't know it was open either, but it's obvious. The injuries on CEO's face were caused by the two young people throwing things around in panic. Jewel hesitated, but it looked painful. Lee Se-hoon said, it just hurts a little. Jewel felt guilty. We're really sorry. Lee Se-hoon said again, I'm joking. Jewel gritted his teeth to hold back tears. Why am I like this? This is the second time already. Why do I keep making mistakes in front of him? Suddenly Lee Se-hoon asked, so Kim Ji Eun, when will you finish cleaning? Kim Ji Eun looked up. Huh? Cleaning? I just finished. Oh really? Lee Se-hoon opened his mouth. Let's talk a bit. I have some things to say. Kim Ji Eun was surprised. Huh? Is it about me? The people behind were a bit cautious. She looked toward Seo Hyun and was immediately scared. What's with this creepy atmosphere? Here, Lee Se-hoon on the opposite side said, let's go. Kim Ji Eun bowed her head and made a noise, then ran through a scenario. What exactly happened between these two? Are Are they about to fight? No, I will save you, Kim Ji Eun. I must be loyal. So even though he was very scared, Lee Se-hoon bravely raised his hand and asked if he could stay. Lee Se-hoon coldly refused, saying only Kim Ji Eun could stay with me. Seeing Lee Se-hoon's expression, Seon's determination quickly vanished. She hurriedly ran away. All right, I understand. Kim Ji Eun, I'm leaving now. Kim Ji Eun looked at her friend. See you later, and just ran off. Very quickly, Kim Ji Eun turned and asked, what do you want to talk about? Just as she finished speaking, Lee Se-hoon handed a bag to Kim Ji Eun. She took it and looked inside. Inside was the pile of bubble tea she had bought. Saihyun opened his mouth. I saw you hiding behind the building, lying on the ground. Hearing this, Kim Ji Eun panicked inside. He knows? Saihyun didn't understand. Why did you run away again? Why did you run off? Kim Ji Eun didn't know how to answer that. I'm doomed, guys. Anyone caught in the act would definitely think I was eavesdropping on you two and then run away. Just wait and see. At the same time, in the hallway, Moon Bora said, no, because Bon kept lying to me. I know she was trying to go to Lee Se-hoon's house, so I kept asking Lee Se-hoon, but he kept denying it. In the end, those two are really something. Choi Jay laughed and asked irritably, huh? Moon Bora said, why do you keep talking about those photos with Kim Ji Eun? And when I was about to catch him, he said he heard strange noises nearby. Lee Se-hoon always plays tricks whenever he sees me in a difficult position. I really hate that, plus the photo-taking thing too. Why is he the one getting photos with Kim Ji Eun? I want that too. Moon Bora's anger flared up. Choi Jay replied with interest. That's interesting. Moon Bora didn't understand why. Choi Jay said, Lee Se-hoon isn't usually like that, but now he's playing pranks on you. What could be the reason? Moon Bora gritted her teeth and said, he's starting to annoy me, so I don't care about the reason. Choi Jay laughed with amusement. At that moment, someone suddenly called out, Choi Jay! Both Choi Jay and Moon Bora turned curiously and saw Seon panting as she ran over. Choi Jay asked Seon, what's going on? Why are you running like that? Seon shouted loudly. Help! Kim Ji Eun and Lee Se-hoon are about to fight. Hearing this, Choi Jay and Moon Bora looked a bit stunned. They quickly ran to the scene. The door just opened. Moon Bora angrily shouted, who do you think your father is? Then they saw a gloomy scene inside and saw Lee Se-hoon glaring at Kim Ji Eun with a threatening look. Moon Bora, standing on this side, was momentarily scared too. But immediately after, Moon Bora bravely rushed forward to attack Lee Se-hoon. You bastard! Are you crazy? How dare you do something bad to Kim Ji Eun? But Kim Ji Eun didn't have time to react. She opened her mouth in shock as she looked at Lee Se-hoon defeated on the floor. Afraid a murder would happen, Kim Ji Eun panicked and asked Lee Se-hoon, what is this? What? Seon quickly said, you two are about to fight, right? Kim Ji Eun was surprised. Fight? Who? Me and Lee Se-hoon? No way. Why would we fight? We didn't fight at all. After a while, after hearing Kim Ji Eun explain everything clearly, Seon still didn't believe and asked again, you were just talking, right? Really? Really, just talking, no fighting. Lee Se-hoon still doubted. Moon Bora worriedly stepped forward to Kim Ji Eun. You really don't plan to have a life or death fight with Lee Se-hoon? Kim Ji Eun reluctantly said, of course not. What good would fighting do? Moon Bora gently said, all right, forget it. We were really surprised when we got that news. Then she glanced at Lee Se-hoon. Moon Bora was angry. Are you awake yet? You should be careful with your life. She pursed her lips, unable to believe Moon Bora's attitude. I thought they would pretend not to know me, but actually, from the start that day, they already found out. She looked at Lee Se-hoon, wondering why he didn't care about what happened. Why? Lee Se-hoon, 10 minutes ago, when Kim Ji Eun was still hesitating to answer, said, I wasn't eavesdropping on purpose. I intended to find you, but I was shocked when I saw you talking to someone else, so I'm sorry for running away. Kim Ji Eun mustered all her courage to tell the truth. Lee Se-hoon asked, you came to see me? Why? Kim Ji Eun handed over the bag. Here, I bought this for you. Thanks for buying the book and taking photos with me. She handed it over. Oh, Kim Ji Eun added, but I really didn't hear what you two were saying. Seriously. I still apologize for hiding there, okay? Lee Se-hoon opened the bag to look. You don't need to apologize. You saw it, but you didn't do anything wrong. I just want to ask why did you suddenly leave? Thank you. I will drink it all. Kim Ji Eun is confused. Really? You're not mad? Why? Lee Se-hoon answered, not exactly. Kim Ji Eun replied, I see. Lucky. Then Lee Se-hoon asked, but I'm still curious about something. Kim Ji Eun suddenly froze, curious. Did he overhear what I said when he greeted me? Or was it about those photos? What's going on? Then Lee Se-hoon moved beside Kim Ji Eun and opened his mouth. You told me why you ran away, but why did you run off? If you intended to meet me, you should have stayed. But Kim Ji Eun hesitated. About that. It was because your expression surprised me. Lee Se-hoon asked, my expression? Why? Kim Ji Eun replied, yes, when you smiled. Lee Se-hoon was silent for a moment, then asked again, did you see me smile? Why? Kim Ji Eun said, Lee Se-hoon repeated, did you see me smile? Kim Ji Eun looked confused and glanced at him. Lee Se-hoon silently tapped his fingers, then suddenly leaned closer. Kim Ji Eun whispered, so do I look scary? Kim Ji Eun suddenly saw Lee Se-hoon very close. Kim Ji Eun was a bit caught off guard, but quickly her hands tensed and grabbed his clothes. He called my name so affectionately, just my name. At that moment, Kim Ji Eun didn't know how to respond. Luckily, Moon Bora suddenly rushed in to attack Lee Se-hoon and saved her life, so the flashback ended. Now, hearing the sound of a rope, turning around, a moment later he saw Kim Ji Eun was so angry she was practically steaming. Are you okay? Why? What's wrong? Kim Ji Eun tried to hold back. Don't worry, I'm fine. I just felt a little ticklish, but I'm okay. Kim Ji Eun was curious. That's strange. I heard a loud noise though. Yes, Kim Ji Eun replied. It must have been your imagination. Oh, Jay asked. That's strange. Why did you suddenly become such a man? Kim Ji Eun replied. Just an illusion, honey. She smiled but was panicking inside. My heart is racing. I'm sure he called me Kim Ji Eun, not Kim. Kim Ji Eun. What the heck is going on? I thought we weren't that close, but he smiled at me. And moreover, he pretended that he and Moon Bora didn't know each other in front of me, but I know they are very close, on the contrary. However, Lee Se-hoon no longer called my full name. You mean, why, right? Lee Se-hoon. But Kim Ji Eun was really curious. She kept staring fiercely at Lee Se-hoon's back. At that moment, Lee Se-hoon seemed to sense something and turned around, only to catch Kim Ji Eun's fake smile. Lee Se-hoon looked at the person beside him and said, Choi, come here. Choi Jay was a bit surprised but quickly stepped forward. Why? Kim Ji Eun stared at them. Now I can't even look at him. It's tough. Later, Choi Jay turned and said, You two can go ahead, right? Lee Se-hoon said, I and Lee Se-hoon will go this way. Se-yeon replied, Okay, I'll take Kim Ji Eun to put this stuff in the bathroom first. Moon Bora suggested, Can I come along? Will you agree? Moon Bora, the female student, left happily chatting. Kim Ji Eun, did you see my message last night? After a moment, on a corner of the stairs, Choi Jay asked, What do you want to say? This sounds very curious, Lee Se-hoon. Then Se-hyun called Choi Jay. Choi Jay answered, listening. Se-hyun reached out and touched his chin, opening his mouth. Look at this. Choi Jay said, Then he saw Se-hyun's weird, smiling face. For a moment, they didn't know how to react, but people not far away were already scared out of their wits. After this performance, Lee Se-hoon asked, What do you think? Jae-young, are you dumb? You asked. What do you think? Lee Se-hoon made that scary face again. Haven't you seen it? Here, again. Jae-young couldn't help laughing. Lee Se-hoon, are you really scared? Here, Choi Jay teased again. If you do it again, I can observe carefully. Lee Se-hoon obediently followed, making Choi Jay burst out laughing. Haha, Lee Se-hoon really doesn't understand why you're laughing. Choi Jay laughed, looking at him happily. At that moment, the bell rang. Both quickly returned to class. Curious, why do you want to ask my opinion about how you laugh? Suddenly like that. Did someone tell you something? Lee Se-hoon replied. Just because I'm curious about the words Kim Ji Eun said flashed through Lee Se-hoon's mind. Because your expression surprised me when you smiled. So he spoke. It's just that I think the way I laugh is a bit scary. At night, Kim Ji Eun comfortably lay back on the bed. She was extremely happy and relaxed. The best place is still this beloved bed. Just then, the phone beside her rang with a message notification. Kim Ji Eun picked it up to check and was surprised. Moon Bora messaged Kim Ji Eun asking if she was free tomorrow. The next day in class, Kim Ji Eun felt awkward in this situation. And the simple reason was that among all the people she was curious about, by chance, she overheard some interesting things about some of them, and Kim Ji Eun's ears perked up. She heard some female students talking. You probably know Moon Bora from that class, right? Of course. The beautiful girl who just transferred here, right? Yeah. From what I see, she seems friendly with everyone in class. Here's the thing. I have a friend who told me she studied in the same class as Moon Bora from elementary through middle school. So what? Did that person tell you that Moon Bora is super rich? Rich? Yeah, I heard she changes designer bags like we change clothes and travels a lot too. Wow, really? Like the last time I saw her at the convenience store, she bought a ton of stuff like she was starving. Isn't that something only poor people like us would do? I also heard many people dislike her because she lies blatantly. After hearing their story, Kim Ji Eun pursed her lips. Wait, if she really is wealthy, maybe Moon Bora just doesn't show it openly. Unbelievable, she just transferred here, but rumors are already spreading. What else are people saying about Moon Bora? I shouldn't listen anymore. Now I feel really uncomfortable. Next time, I'll talk to Moon Bora, she thought, when suddenly someone called. Kim Ji Eun saw Moon Bora's face and suddenly remembered they had arranged to meet, so she raised her hand to wave hello. Moon Bora smiled and said, Let's go to the canteen. She enthusiastically took Kim Ji Eun's hand and smiled brightly. Kim Ji Eun was instantly struck by that warmth. Then the two walked to the school canteen, one after the other. 10 minutes passed. They had chosen 4 boxes of noodles. Baragi, are you sure this is enough? I asked you to come today because I wanted to buy something. It's really delicious, thanks. But this isn't enough. Kim Ji Eun sighed in relief. Have you checked today's cafeteria menu? I don't want to eat that, and you already paid me back by stopping me from eating it. Honestly, I craved ramen last night, that's why I asked you to buy it. After receiving Moon Bora's message yesterday, Kim Ji Eun replied, Of course, why not? Moon Bora answered. Last time I said I'd buy you something delicious. Can we meet tomorrow? Yes, Kim Ji Eun agreed. Then we should meet at the canteen, right? At that moment, Moon Bora suggested, after eating, I'll buy ice cream. Kim Ji Eun smiled. Heh, if you want. Suddenly, Moon Bora looked at Kim Ji Eun with sparkling eyes. Kim Ji Eun ate noodles while humming in response. Moon Bora said, "You're really cute. My heart, take it." Kim Ji Eun blushed a little upon hearing that, clearly feeling a flutter. Moon Bora propped her chin and smiled. Today doesn't count. Next time, let's hang out again. I think you said you like hamburgers last time? Then let's eat hamburgers. Kim Ji Eun chewed her noodles, thinking, my eyes are about to wear out. And I didn't even notice Moon Bora lying anywhere. At first, I felt awkward because of Choi Jay. It's true. But after spending more time with her, that awkward feeling disappeared. Although I'm a bit worried about someone else. That someone else is Lee Se-hun, but I don't think he's a bad person. So where did the recent rumors come from? At the same time, in the schoolyard, a cheerful female student said, "Hi Choi Jay, where are you going?" Choi Jay smiled and waved. "Hey, I'm going to the canteen." The girl replied, "Oh, enjoy your meal." Later, Choi Jay turned and asked Lee Se-hun while walking, "What do you want to eat?" Lee Se-hun replied, "Ice cream." Choi Jay smiled knowingly. Not drinking bubble tea today? Suddenly, his eyes glanced past and saw familiar faces, Kim Ji Eun and Moon Bora. "Why aren't you two at the canteen having lunch?" Moon Bora was surprised. "Haven't you eaten yet?" Choi Jay replied, We just came here for ice cream." Moon Bora said, "We were planning to eat and then buy ice cream." While they talked, Kim Ji Eun's gaze shifted toward Lee Se-hun. She greeted first, "Hi Lee Se-hun." He didn't look at her and replied coldly, "Hi Kim Ji Eun," looking a bit puzzled. Meanwhile, Bora was pleading, "Please, just one bite of ramen." Moon Bora gritted her teeth. "Get lost. Please, just one tiny bite." Moon Bora clenched her teeth, not very willing to share. "Just one strand. If you dare eat more, be prepared to face the consequences." Aloud, right after that, Choi Jay ate enthusiastically, and of course he quickly had to face the consequences as a bunch of lumps started growing on his head. Choi Jay swallowed noodles with tears. "I didn't think I picked that much." Moon Bora standing beside was extremely angry. "I told you to be prepared to face the consequences." On the opposite side, Kim Ji Eun looked at them like cats and dogs and smiled with delight. "Ha ha ha, yes," Kim Ji Eun said sadly. "I'll buy you some cake to make up." Moon Bora agreed. Then Kim Ji Eun looked at the person opposite and asked, "What about you? Do you want some chips?" Kim Ji Eun replied, "I'm full already." Later, Choi Jay and Lee Se-hun left. Kim Ji Eun's gaze still followed attentively. She was still thinking about why Lee Se-hun avoided her gaze. At that moment, Moon Bora spoke up. "Kim Ji Eun, do you know something?" Kim Ji Eun turned her head. Moon Bora pointed behind Kim Ji Eun and said, "I'm talking about Lee Se-hun. Are you two really close?" Hearing that, Kim Ji Eun was a bit startled. "Huh, close?" "Yeah, she thought for a moment, then confidently said, "Yes, just a little bit. I don't think we're that close to be inseparable, but kind of close." Moon Bora nodded. "So what? I see." Kim Ji Eun didn't understand. Why do you ask?" Moon Bora replied, "Nothing. It's just that you can become close friends with him and I'm a bit surprised. You know, Lee Se-hun is quite unique. Why is that? Too simple? Honestly, there's also a little bit scary about him, don't you think?" "Yes." Kim Ji Eun was surprised. "You understand well, but that's the truth." Moon Bora said, Whatever. I'm not that close to him either, so I don't really know. What I'm trying to say is, there are many other happy people over there for you to meet, so why don't you try hanging out with others? Like me, for example." Hearing that, she was stunned. She realized the rumor was true. He lies pretty well. No kidding. They're obviously very close. I saw it with my own eyes. After 30 minutes of Moon Bora trying to befriend Kim Ji Eun but failing 7 times, she had to return to class alone and happened to witness this scene. But Moon Bora's eyes flashed slightly. "Oh, it's Choi Jay." Moon Bora opened her mouth to call Choi Jay. "You haven't gone home yet," but before she finished speaking, the girl opposite Choi Jay shouted loudly, "Hey Choi Jay, I'll give you a chance to be my boyfriend." Because 2 voices sounded at the same time, the 2 people here quickly realized Moon Bora's presence. Choi Jay's gaze looked straight at Moon Bora. The atmosphere suddenly froze. It sounds unbelievable. But Choi Kim Ji Eun hasn't received many confessions because he has set a clear boundary, very clear to others. But the girls in class occasionally gossip about this. Think about it. Have you ever hung out with Choi Jay? I think not. I haven't seen it either. I'm the same. The time I invited him for coffee, he showed up with his friend. Now I remember he knew my intention and did that to keep distance from me. Because of these reasons, many people have liked Choi. Choi Jay decided to suppress his feelings. That's why when Moon Bora witnessed that scene, she was quite surprised. Moon Bora pursed her lips. Oh, Choi Jay really confessed? At this moment, Moon Bora realized the situation, and just seeing her expression, Choi Jay looked away. "Moon Bora, I know exactly what you're thinking, but of course..." Moon Bora wasn't the only one shocked because everyone around was equally curious. Although it seems like this is a scene no one wants to miss. Until the school bell rang, the rumor had spread to many classes. "Oh my god, a senior girl Moon Bora just confessed to Choi Jay. No wonder everyone is screaming and whispering, right? And I even heard he doesn't know who that girl is." "Really?" "Yeah, so why would he like her?" Got it. Nowadays in school, people only love each other for looks, not for personality. Sitting here quietly, Kim Ji Eun listened to the whole story. She smirked slightly. The whole school is in chaos, but she has already heard Choi Jay talk a lot about confessions. He has received them. No need to look to know this lively atmosphere is definitely because of Choi Jay. So Kim Ji Eun indifferently took out her books from the desk drawer, but just as she lifted her eyes, she was shocked by Seon's weird expression. She quickly asked, "What's wrong with you?" Then Seon asked directly about that senior who just confessed. "I heard she's very pretty." Kim Ji Eun was scared off by her and stepped back. "So what?" Seon said. "Do you think the two of them will date? Her and Ji?" "Oh," Kim Ji Eun honestly said, "Oh, I don't know, but I don't think so." After all, Choi Jay also likes Barama, so Kim Ji Eun gave more evidence. I've never heard that Choi Jay has a girlfriend, so I'm quite skeptical. Also, don't you think you're overdoing it a bit? Seon looked at her friend suspiciously. Really? You only think that? So what? But you said to Seon, "Why are you acting like that? Looking at you. You're free." Why Chang? Those puppies need to go pee, right? Strange, isn't it? Seon's eyes avoided. Huh? No, it's not like that. Yes. Then she glanced toward Kim Ji Eun. Ahem, are you okay? Last time at my mom's restaurant, didn't you say you had feelings for him? Kim Ji Eun admitted, yes, I did say that, but in this situation, I don't feel anything at all. Seon was a bit unbelieving. Really? Probably not. Nothing at all. Jiwon said confidently, yes, it's normal. Right now, I have many things to worry about more than Choi Jay's silly confession. It's not important at all. First is the relationship between Moon Bora and Lee Se-hun. What exactly is it? Second, why does Lee Se-hun avoid my gaze? Today it's already twice. First in the canteen, and then we met again during duty hour. At first, I thought he didn't do it on purpose, but who avoids others like avoiding me like him? The more Kim Ji Eun thought, the angrier she got. Suddenly, her phone rang with a message cutting through her thoughts. Kim Ji Eun opened her phone and saw a message from Choi Jay. He messaged, "Hey, my love Kim Ji Eun." Reply, "What's up?" Choi Jay suggested going home together after school. Kim Ji Eun agreed, then Choi Jay messaged, "Okay, let's take a walk to relax a bit." June looked at the chat for a moment, then quickly turned back and caught Choi Jay's gaze also directed at her. Both understood each other and gave a like to the other. The sunset was falling. The students were as happy as if freed from a cage at the school gate. Two people were playing rock, paper, scissors. Kim Ji Eun threw scissors and lost to Choi Jay's rock. He smiled victoriously. Hee. Kim Ji Eun decisively took Choi Jay's bag and said strongly, "Let's go." She quickly put it on Choi Jay's back. Seeing that, he asked, "Is it heavy?" Kim Ji Eun replied, "No, it's as light as a feather. I carry it but don't feel anything at all." Although she said that, Choi Jay still reached out to hook the backpack behind Kim Ji Eun and laughed. "You're the one who's light as a feather, Jae Eun." Kim Ji Eun cooperated and said, "Huh? Suddenly, I feel like someone just lifted me up." Choi Jay laughed. Ha. Kim Ji Eun laughed along. Suddenly, Kim Ji Eun remembered something. "Oh, by the way, Choi Jay, did you get confessed to today?" Kim Ji Eun looked at her and asked again. "Yes, you know?" Kim Ji Eun said. "Is there anyone in this school who doesn't know?" Kim Ji Eun replied. Annoying. Kim Ji Eun asked again, "You don't know that girl?" Yes, sighed. So the news spreads fast. Kim Ji Eun replied, "Surely only two people don't know yet." Pausing a bit, she curiously asked, "Are you planning to date her?" "Yes, honestly no. I refused, but the rumor hasn't spread there yet." "So?" Kim Ji Eun replied, "Not sure." The kids at the back whispered loudly, so I overheard. Kim Ji Eun added, "At that time, many people stood there and heard it, including Moon Bora." Then Ji Eun turned around surprised and asked, "Bo Moon Bora? What? But Choi Jay likes Moon Bora, right?" "No, that would be even more awkward," Kim Ji Eun thought silently. Then she asked if something bad happened. "Huh?" Choi Jay replied, "I don't think so." Looking at Moon Bora's dazed face, "And I already flatly refused her." Jun nodded. "Ah, I understand." She was a bit surprised that Choi Jay seemed not to care much about the serious issue. At this moment, Choi Jay smiled slightly and said, "He's not good at love stuff." Kim Ji Eun looked at his face and bluntly exposed, "Choi Jay, you're not good either." He laughed. "I'm pretty good at it. I also know how to care and notice the little details or actions of the person I like. But just in this situation, I can't do anything." Now Kim Ji Eun stared at Choi Jay for a while before looking away. "Why do I think of Lee Se-hun after hearing Choi Jay? What a strange day." Choi Jay said that because he likes Moon Bora, but I'm not like him after returning home. Kim Ji Eun stared at her phone for a long time, especially at the name saved in the contacts, Lee Se-hun Kia, the only one I could think clearly about was worrying that I might never see Lee Se-hun smile again. Thinking about this, I don't understand why the fire of anger inside. Kim Ji Eun flared up fiercely, "So I have to do this." She decided to send a message, but Kim Ji Eun did not expect that the message she sent would lead to serious consequences in the future. Elsewhere, Lee Se-hun was standing waiting at the bus stop when he heard someone calling. Lee Se-hun glanced over and saw Choi Jay walking up. "Today I caught the bus late. Did you wait long?" Lee Se-hun replied, "No, I just got here too." Choi Jay said, "Sorry, I'll treat you to dinner." Lee Se-hun said, "No problem. I'm also on a diet. What do you want to eat?" wandering around looking for a place to eat. Hearing that, Choi Jay's eyes sparkled. Wow, it's late and you still bought food for me? So touching. Then let's eat beef. Okay, Lee Se-hoon agreed. 10,000 won should be enough for you to lick the beef tail, right? Choi Jay laughed. Heh, then let's eat pizza. All right, but after a while, Choi Jay suddenly remembered. Oh right, I also have to buy school books and a pillow to sleep with. If you find it troublesome, I'll buy them later. Lee Se-hoon replied, there's a bookstore right in front. If you want, we can go there first. He paused and curiously asked, but why did you take the bus? Isn't the subway faster? Choi Jay replied, I was at 00 Street, not at home, so I had to take the bus to get here. The two went into the bookstore. Lee Se-hoon asked, if it's 00 Street, isn't it farther than your house? Why are you there? Choi Jay recounted. Today I went home with Kim Ji Eun. We took a walk together and talked. Hearing that, Lee Se-hoon glanced at Choi Jay with a slightly cold tone. Just the two of you? Choi Jay honestly said, yeah, Kim Ji Eun and I. Oh, is this the one? He smiled and showed a reference book. Lee Se-hoon also looked at it. Nothing. Isn't that the right book? Look carefully. Choi Jay said, huh? Not right? If not, I think I'll order it online. After buying, let's eat. Lee Se-hoon replied, okay. At that moment, his phone in his pocket suddenly vibrated. It was Kim Ji Eun who sent 2 new messages. Kim Ji Eun messaged, are you free tomorrow? Do you want to go with me to buy a gift for Choi Jay? Kim Ji Eun bit her lip looking at her phone. She had sent it, her whole body tense, but she told herself, why worry? These things are better discussed face to face. But why does he always look so tense whenever he sees me? Did I do something wrong? Kim Ji Eun lowered her eyes, but actually, what I'm most worried about is, he won't smile at me anymore. Lately, I've become very strange. The message was sent and marked as received. Next, it was marked as seen. Seeing these 2 words, Kim Ji Eun panicked and gasped. Her facial expression was very vivid. Then she excitedly and hurriedly lay face down on the bed, not forgetting to cover herself with the blanket completely. Only when the phone was silent for a long time did Kim Ji Eun peek out. She looked at it worriedly. Why no reply? He read it already. Oh right, maybe he types slowly, right? But just as Kim Ji Eun reached to touch the phone, it suddenly beeped. Then the ringtone played. She was extremely shocked. Huh? Calling already? After hesitating a bit, Kim Ji Eun pressed the answer button. She carefully opened with, hello. On the other side, Lee Se-hoon quickly started talking. I saw your message, so I called. What time do you plan to go tomorrow? Kim Ji Eun was a bit nervous. Anytime is fine. Tomorrow is the weekend, right? Lee Se-hoon said immediately. Then 2 p.m. Kim Ji Eun agreed. Okay. Lee Se-hoon asked again, what gift to buy? Kim Ji Eun replied, I haven't decided yet. Do you have any suggestions? Yes, Lee Se-hoon said. No, I haven't thought of any. Kim Ji Eun hesitated. Then let's meet tomorrow and discuss further. Then the two talked a bit more. Kim Ji Eun nodded. Okay, see you then. When the call ended, 5 minutes and 23 seconds had passed. Kim Ji Eun bit her lip, feeling a bit confident. I did it. Right after, she jumped off the bed, extremely happy. Step 1, success. The next day, it was Kim Ji Eun's plan. Step 1, do everything to meet Lee Se-hoon outside. Step 2, try to act natural and ask if he's angry with her. Step 3, Moon Bora apologizes for making him angry and watches Lee Se-hoon smile again. Thinking that Kim Ji Eun's mood was extremely good, even feeling her plan was perfect and giving a like, Lee Se-hoon's friends beside her looked at her suspiciously, glanced elsewhere, and gave a thumbs up. Kim Ji Eun turned and smiled, saying, ah no, nothing. And Kim Ji Eun was struggling hard to get through step 2, biting her lip, pretending to be very focused on choosing a gift, but inside she was more anxious than ever, not knowing how to ask without feeling awkward. So she rehearsed in her head. Today there's no rain and the weather is very nice. Are you mad at me? I heard the death fortune was bought, so get this as a gift. But why are you mad at me? Kim Ji Eun held up a stuffed bear and pulled its face, feeling troubled. At that moment, the person beside her suddenly spoke up. That looks good. Kim Ji Eun looked back at the bear in her hand. Ah, this? It's a pillow, Lee Se-hoon said. Choi Jay said he needed a new pillow to sleep. Oh, Kim Ji Eun replied. Then let's buy it. Is this color cute? There's also an orange bear beside it. Lee Se-hoon pointed at the pillow. Definitely this one is cuter. He'll like it. All right, let's buy it then. Pausing a bit, she asked, what about you? Which one do you choose? Lee Se-hoon was surprised, me. Then he reached out and grabbed the fish in front of him. Kim Ji Eun was very shocked. A mackerel pillow? She still couldn't believe it. Lee Se-hoon didn't understand her expression. Fish? He turned and walked away casually, saying, because I like grilled mackerel. Oh, Kim Ji Eun widened her eyes. Really? Choosing a birthday gift or buying one for yourself? She looked at the fish on the checkout counter and said, I wonder how Choi Jay will react if he gets a mackerel pillow. I'm curious. Lee Se-hoon replied, he'll be happy to receive it. But Kim Ji Eun could only go along with him. But do you think like me? This mackerel looks exactly like Chang, especially those dead fish eyes. Hearing that, the person beside her suddenly chuckled, making Kim Ji Eun open her eyes wide and look over. But she saw the person still look normal, just a little less cold. Clenching the pillow tighter with one hand, Kim Ji Eun thought, did I hear that right? Clearly, he just laughed. Now is my chance. Step 2. Ask Lee Se-hoon if he's mad at me. I have to be very skillful and natural. So Kim Ji Eun reached out to tug Lee Se-hoon's shirt, nervously speaking. Lee Se-hoon, are you mad? Suddenly hearing this strange question from Kim Ji Eun, Lee Se-hoon was a bit confused. Huh? At that moment, Kim Ji Eun also realized her question was problematic. In an instant, her face flushed so red it seemed like it could bleed. Inside, she screamed silently. What am I saying? Elsewhere, Moon Bora was almost going crazy, tearing apart what was in her hands, shouting loudly, Lee Se-hoon, Moon Bora will tear you apart. On the opposite side, Choi Jay watched Moon Bora's actions and sighed in pain. Then he laughed and asked, what's wrong? What did Lee Se-hoon do? Moon Bora angrily said, he went to buy a gift with Kim Ji Eun. I was going to ask Kim Ji Eun first. Lee Se-hoon and Choi Jay were very surprised. Huh? Buying a gift? Lee Se-hoon did that? Moon Bora replied, yeah, that's what I heard. Ah, if I had money earlier, I would have asked Kim Ji Eun already. It can't be like this. I should have asked first. Choi Jay thought for a moment, if it's a gift, it's for me, right? Then he said, why didn't you ask Kim Ji Eun if she wanted to go somewhere? Moon Bora sighed and laid her head on the table. That's okay, but I think Kim Ji Eun is a bit shy, so I have to be careful in case she doesn't like it. I thought we were similar. Then Kim Ji Eun wouldn't mind, right? Choi Jay replied, right, and Kim Ji Eun doesn't hate you. She's just not used to you yet. Moon Bora continued, but I still want to get close to her. At that moment, her stomach growled loudly. Choi Jay laughed and asked, are you hungry? Immediately, Moon Bora stood up. Yes, exactly, let's eat. After leaving the restaurant, Moon Bora asked, but Choi Jay, do you like anything for the gift? Last time I asked, but you didn't answer, right? Hearing that, Choi Jay said, oh, the birthday gift? I've thought about it carefully and tried every way to save money for you. Moon Bora cut off his thought. Dream on, babe. The limit is 1,001. Choi Jay thought for a moment, I want a phone case. Moon Bora was surprised. A phone case? Which one? Choi Jay looked at Moon Bora and smiled meaningfully. Like yours, maybe? Hearing that, Moon Bora was a bit stunned. Then she recalled the image on her case and asked doubtfully, you mean this one? Are you kidding? Something very quickly responded, not at all. Moon Bora hesitated. Your aesthetic sense is a bit, I can't, you know. At that moment, her eyes suddenly flashed as someone was running desperately this way, instantly shattering the romantic scene. Moon Bora and Choi Jay were truly shocked. Right after, Kim Ji Eun rushed into Moon Bora's arms. Moon Bora was surprised and caught her. Kim Ji Eun, are you okay? Why did you run over here? Choi Jay smirked, exposing Moon Bora. You smile too brightly, huh? Moon Bora walked into a nearby restaurant. As soon as they sat down, Kim Ji Eun finished a large glass of water. After a while, Choi Jay asked, why did you run here? Kim Ji Eun hesitated a bit because, 5 minutes ago when Kim Ji Eun asked that shocking question, Lee Se-hoon also asked her back, why? I'm not smiling anymore? Kim Ji Eun was embarrassed, huh? No, I didn't mean that. I was just going to leave. No, not like that. I want to say... Kim Ji Eun was speechless. But just as she was about to leave, Lee Se-hoon held her arm. What? Why did you suddenly get so close? Not hearing clearly for a moment, Kim Ji Eun froze. She hesitated. And right after she ran away. Still talking nonsense, saying, today is so sunny and I forgot to hang out the laundry. I'm really happy to go out with you. I ran and bumped straight into Moon Bora's chest. Kim Ji Eun thought back, both angry and embarrassed. What the heck? Why did he get so close? I was so scared I ran without looking back, but the gifts were all bought, almost home already. But I didn't hear his answer. I missed my chance and went crazy. Just then, the waiter brought the food. Fried pork cutlet arrived. Moon Bora looked up and thanked. Then Kim Ji Eun sat there silently eating her food. Seeing her so gloomy, the two people opposite looked at her, then at each other, full of confusion. After a while, Moon Bora had left the restaurant, but Kim Ji Eun sadly said, guys, I have to go now, then turned and left. But after only a few steps, she suddenly heard someone calling, Kim Ji Eun. Ah! Choi Jay stepped forward to start a conversation. You're going to Jae's house, right? We should go together. Kim Ji Eun was surprised. But what about Moon Bora? Choi Jay replied, he said he still has somewhere to go, so I don't have to go. Wait a bit, he added. You look pale. I can't let you go alone. Can I ask why? If it's something hard to say, it's okay. But consider this a secret roundtable meeting, even though it's just the two of us. Kim Ji Eun froze, exhaled. What a clever idea. She bit her lip and said, Choi Jay asked again. Really nothing to say? Kim Ji Eun hesitated. The thing is, I just made a mistake. Then Lee Se-hoon approached me and I was very surprised. Choi Jay understood clearly. You ran away because you were surprised, huh? Kim Ji Eun nodded, making Choi Jay a bit confused. Even if surprised, it's just a friend, right? Why are you shy? Kim Ji Eun really wanted to scream. What should I do? I need to clear up this misunderstanding as soon as possible. But now I don't even dare to look at him. Lee Se-hoon must think I'm crazy. Kim Ji Eun didn't think so. Lee Se-hoon? You? No way. Lee Se-hoon. Kim Ji Eun listened carefully to him. Choi Jay thought about Kim Ji Eun. Yesterday I received a birthday gift from Lee Se-hoon, recalling yesterday at the bookstore. Choi Jay excitedly said, I bought a pretty good book, but where to buy a pillow now? Going out tomorrow would be a hassle. I probably will never buy one. Wait a moment, he asked a lot. Oh, what did you say to Kim Ji Eun on the phone? Curious, huh? Choi Jay was surprised to see a bag brought out in front of him. What's this? Lee Se-hoon replied, sneakers like you wanted. I bought that gift earlier, and today Choi Jay brought those shoes. Thinking about this, Choi Jay smiled slightly. Lee Se-hoon gave it to me but pretended he hadn't bought it and arranged to meet Kim Ji Eun. So I'll have 2 gifts, huh? I guess I have to repay him. But thinking of something, Choi Jay took out his phone. Kim Ji Eun beside him looked a bit confused but quickly looked at him. Then Choi Jay's phone rang. He said, Kim Ji Eun, wait a moment. Someone's calling me. Hello? Choi Jay answered. The voice on the other end asked, where are you? As soon as he heard that voice, Kim Ji Eun's eyebrows raised. Even if deaf, she recognized that was Lee Se-hoon's voice. Choi Jay answered, oh, hey, I'm at Moon Bora's intersection. Oh, what's that? Lee Se-hoon asked the question I cared about, and Kim Ji Eun was like, what? Choi Jay glanced at Kim Ji Eun and said, next to me, Lee Se-hoon said something. Choi Jay replied, ah, wait a moment. Then he looked at Kim Ji Eun and handed the phone to her, softly mouthing, Lee Se-hoon told me to pass the phone. Do you want to listen? Looking at the phone in front of her, Kim Ji Eun pressed her lips tightly, full of tension. Hello, my little grapes. Today I have a new story. No long introductions. Let's get straight to the point. The story begins on a beautiful day when 2 best friends, Choi Jay and Kim Ji Eun, sit down and confide in each other about their crushes. Just as Choi Jay is about to reveal his secret, Kim Ji Eun, who secretly likes Choi Jay, hopes that she is the one he likes. But life is not a dream. The person Choi Jay has a crush on is completely opposite to Kim Ji Eun. After that,